got two of them. You know, one of them broke my own heart. Well, pretty much both broke my own heart, both of them. You know, but like a heartbreak was in high school. Look, I'm gonna get you real blunt, real quick. Whatever. Was dating this girl from this different school. She was dating another guy this entire time. Was upset with her. We were both 17. Her little sister was 16. So, you know, I got upset or whatever. I was like, all right, bet. So you want to make a fool out of me? Make a fool out of you. So, what did I do? I think her little sister recorded it, showed her type thing, and I was just like, yeah. So that's what it is. That's
I'm
what
at
it
the
is.
closed caption at the bottom, like, I appreciate
Yeah, exactly. And that was in high school, you guys. Yeah, that's when I was like, just going out of anger, you know.
We all got our
and you know, I was raised around like, you know, hood cousins and stuff. So they was like, you know, yeah, like, get back, you know, yeah. So anyway, and then, you know, college, I've told this story plenty of times on MANCAVE, you know, went through a little breakup and stuff of that sort, identity crisis, ended up in a psych ward, depression, anxiety, suicidal, all kinds of crap. Then the Lord spoke to me when I was at a gospel choir rehearsal. But how it changed how I view God, that's the main one. It changed how I view God, because I was like, I don't want to hear nothing from that man. He ain't got nothing to say to me. I don't want to hear about no Jesus. I was like, Jared, stop talking to me, because you're talking about Jesus. I don't want to hear that. Forget him. He know what he's doing. So then like, but that entire time I was still going to gospel choir rehearsal, you know, seeking God in some type of way, you know, unconsciously. Mm-hmm. So gospel choir rehearsal, you know, God, the dude prophesied on me. He was like, God, I don't know who it is, because I always said, Lord, if you give me a word, don't tell me who it is. Don't let them know it's me, because I just don't want anybody to know my business. And he was just like, you know, get ready to heal your emotions and get ready to heal you, you know, all the things that you was worried about in Cincinnati, you know, starting to talk about all the stuff that I was just like, Lord, help me with. And so I was like, wow, like, okay, so he really heard me. He for real listened to me. He for real loved me. You know, got back to my room, prayed for the first time, and that entire time I was going through all that crap, which was some months. Woke up the next day, the sun was shining, and I felt good, and it was literally instantaneous. And I just, and that's how I know it was nothing but the Lord. It was nothing to do with me. It was nothing but the Lord, because it was instantaneous. I was good. You could tell me nothing. So that's my story.
My story not that interesting, nor that long. Dated the same girl from high school to college. We never was on the same page, honestly. Didn't go together. It was like oil and water. Things just got progressively worse in our relationship. Like, it just started getting like bad. It was very, very toxic, very draining, very, what's the word I'm looking for? It was just bad. You know what I'm saying? And so long story short, she had a lot of issues, was not willing to work on them, broke up, got back together several months later. I messed with some other chick in between, but that didn't do nothing. That just made the problem worse. I had like real bad trust issues. I ain't let nobody in, and it just was bad. And so like for me, let's see, it kind of jacked me up. Well, I was jacked up anyway, honestly, because like I said, I didn't know how to deal with emotions. I didn't even understand my emotions for real. So I never dealt with the issue when we actually broke up. It probably was like a year later, because I spent that whole first year just rejoicing to be free. you know what I'm saying? I'm being so serious.
Very serious.
Very serious.
Pretty much Walmart and everything.
Yeah, I was tearing that ice cream aisle up. I think it was ice cream aisle. But yeah, so, but the problem was I didn't really like go through that healing process. And so it wasn't until I was going on a fast when I was praying, and the Lord started revealing to me like so much stuff over the years, not even just with her, but in other situations where my heart was broken. And like I knew it, but I just put band-aids on like broken limbs. You know what I'm saying? And so he basically just told me in prayer, he was like, this year I'm not gonna allow you to struggle with the same things that you struggle with. I'm gonna heal you. And I laid out on the floor, and for the first time in probably 10 years, I cried. Like boo-hoo cried, just was toe up on the floor. And like, that's when all that stuff started coming to mind. And basically, he just started walking me through it, like making me unpack stuff, you know what I'm saying? I've never been an unpacker, I'm a packer. So when stuff happened, I'm folding this here, moving it over, folding something else here, putting it there, closing the suitcase up, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I pretty much lived my life for like probably 21 years.
Wow.
Right, and I'm 24, so that says a lot. So I had a lot to unpack, and like I'm still unpacking it to this day. but he's fixed my trust issues and my confidence and just a lot of stuff, mainly through my friendships, you know what I'm saying? And giving me this platform to be able to tell my story and be open. I'm not an open person like that, or at least I used to not be, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to,
yes,
you had to really, really know me to even know anything about me. Like I'm gonna tell you how closed off we were. I've been knowing him since we were 5 years old. The first time he came to my house, we were 19. And we literally grew up together, brothers and everything. Never stepped foot in my house until we were 19. So that just kind of tells you how it was, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, most of the people in my family was like that, so I thought that was okay. But the Lord just really been working on me and just kind of helping me basically knock those walls down.
That's good. That's really good. And they just almost proved the point or something. Come out here with it.
Anyway.
No, that's even him know that. I'm just playing. That's really good though. And like I had said before, my life with Christ and my perspective on Christ was totally different. Your perspective on Christ literally saved your whole life.
Entire life.
From heartbreak. Me, what I'm able to produce through heartbreak. You and what you're able to do through heartbreak. Being able to cry. Y'all know first of all, y'all know how important it is to cry?
Come on, man.
How important it is to get out of that. That's another
good cry.
We don't have to talk about that. I'll make that episode for y'all.
I say a good cry when you think, and you just lay down and go to sleep. You sleep good.
Good nap, but like that's important. So, sex and living in purity. How important is sex to you? If you can give me like a one sentence, how important is sex to you?
The importance of sex for me has evolved. If you would ask me about like 2 years ago how important sex was, I would have said how important is oxygen. Okay. But if you ask me now, you know, how important is sex? The sentence I would give you is it's not worth my spot in heaven.
It's good. I like that. It's not worth your spot in heaven.
That's real good. I'm not gonna lie.
It's Jeez.
So do I have to say a past sentence for sex and not a current too, or just one?
To say. I just gave past and current because I just have to let you know I have to get here. Okay.
Oh, facts. This is a journey.
Thank you.
Know what I'm saying.
Do both.
Okay.
Like you did in the past now.
Sex for me in the past. It's my claim to fame. Okay, I'm gonna do that long. So me in the present.
Okay.
In the present, sex is the vehicle to unity, but must be driven in the right direction.
That's good. Yeah, I got that.
That's poetry. That's beautiful.
I hope they got that. Cause that's so good. And for myself, I answered this question just this time though. I didn't know how, and I'm telling a little bit more of my business.
I'm about to say.
I ain't about to tell you all my business.
You might as well.
So
at this point.
you said.
I don't know. Y'all get this thing where somebody just want to tell you all their business.
Well, I've gotten it in my entire life.
And I don't like that.
Look
Look at me, and I don't like that. It's you too, Jared. It's both
I'm
y'all.
asking people that.
It's both y'all. I'm not asking. It's the type of vibe y'all have to make somebody feel comfortable enough to tell y'all.
Insane.
Y'all too. So, in my process, I didn't know sex was a issue for me. I didn't know it was. I was just thinking, I'm just doing it. I'm doing it with one person. I had sex with one person for years. Same person. Nobody different. Still to this day. Same person. Nobody different. And I used to think, I don't have a problem. I ain't sleeping around everybody. Yeah. I ain't doing this. I can go a year. I can go 6 months. It's not a thing. Until God had to show me, when he said get on this purity walk, he mean get on this purity walk. And it's been 2 years for me. 2 years, and in that process, it was like, Lord, I didn't know how much. Because I caught myself myself thinking about stuff that I would be doing if I wasn't being intentional on this walk. In the milestones and time frames. Because at a year, it was like, oh, it's cool. It's a year. But throughout the month, throughout that 6 months, throughout that year and a half, it was like, man, right now I'd be doing this. And I'd be doing that and going here and doing that. And when I have a guy come up to me and say, hey, that's what I want to do, whisper something hot in your ear real quick. That's what it is. And I said, okay, God, now I understand why you had to tell me to be intentional with what I had to, with, going on my walk of purity and stuff like that. I need you to be intentional with what you're talking about. Because at first I was like, yeah, I'm just going to wait till I get a boyfriend. Like, I can wait till I get a boyfriend. Boyfriend easy to get. Not to brag, but boyfriend easy to get. And it was like, no, I want you to be intentional. When you were 13, 14, this is the same thing I told the girl too. And I'm going to move on after this. I feel like I need to say it because it's something I need to hear. But when I was 13, 14, going up, all this other stuff, my goal was to wait until I was married. Got in a relationship, feel like that was something I had to do to keep the man. Messed around, lost it, didn't forgive myself till I was 22. So something I did at 17, I wasn't able to forgive myself until I was 22. I'm crying, grown, 22, crying about something I did at 17 because I didn't realize that was like a pattern and a cycle that was just going on. Yeah. And I didn't realize like how important that particular point was. So not only was God giving me another chance to redeem myself and say, you got the time now. Yeah, you messed it up a little bit in the past, but now you got the time to wait till you're married. Now you got time to start over. So forgive yourself and start over. But with that being said, that's how important. I didn't know how important it was to me in the past. Now it's super important to me. Why? Because I'm intentional with it. Why? Because I know when my husband is here, we're gonna have us some good old times. Because it was worth it. And I know God gonna show us some favor on the back end. So,
I appreciate that.
Would you encourage women to live in purity?
Yes. Definitely.
Why?
I encourage everybody.
Everybody.
Just women.
Oh, we just talking about, okay. Yeah, definitely.
Why?
I mean, because if God has a specific way that he wants you to do something, then it just makes sense to follow it. Like, you may not understand it, but like if a parent tell you, don't play in the street, you may not understand it as a child, but that's because they don't want you to get your little crazy self run over by a car. You know what I'm saying? And so, yes, I see too many people getting like steamrolled by cars. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to engage in something before it's time. And even good things out of season are bad things. You know what I'm saying? You don't want the perverted version of something.
Right.
That's like drinking water with dirt in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want that crystal water, that clean water.
Come on, living water.
Yeah, and also women being, engaging in purity, like it really, really not only like it emphasizes the importance of the relationship, like with that person and with God in general. Because like once you start adding sex, that's when you start adding all the complications. Everything, I'm telling you, after you add the sex, everything else gets so complicated. Then you start, to like get, because like I said, soul ties. You start, the unity, like you start clinging to this person, you start throwing God to the side, you start craving it when you otherwise wasn't and stuff in that sort. And it's because like you're allowing yourself to operate in the flesh, and so like once you activate that, like there's no turning back. Well, there is turning back when you run to the Lord. But I'm just saying, sprint. But I'm just saying, and it'd be so hard to even do that because you just be like, well, it's all right, or you just craving it so much because at some point it becomes a craving. So like I definitely recommend like just waiting because like it's also gonna allow you to weed out the bad apples.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, the ones who really, really like love the Lord and want you and is willing to wait, those are the ones who God wants for you. The ones who gonna pressure you and always want sex and encourage you to have sex, and coerce coerce you. I don't want to always say coerce.
Coerce.
You know, all that, whatever. Coerce, all that. You ever do that or whatever, like, then you know, like, obviously, you know, he doesn't have your best intentions in mind, and he is not following nobody's Jesus. So it really just helps with picking the right one. And a lot of times you're going to get let down. Because some guys are going to be like, oh, well, you too churchy or whatever, or you just, are you doing too much or whatever, you being too religious or whatever, you too religious. Okay, cool. Well, if you feel that way, then obviously you don't know my Jesus. Obviously, and to be honest, thank God you told you in the first place. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
Because some people ain't gonna tell you that. You know, some people gonna try to be like, all right, that's cool, I'll wait, but then try to weasel their way in. It's like you gotta be perceptive, you know, and just be thankful that some people will literally be willing to tell you, like, you know, will be willing to show you who they are by saying you too religious, you too churchish, you doing too much. Because like that right there, it just makes it easier for you to know, you know, who God is throwing your way.
Yeah.
And like too, go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, just kind of piggybacking off it too. Like, this is such an overused statement, but like, you legit have to know your worth. You know what I'm saying? And everybody says that. I'm not talking about the Instagram crap. I'm not talking about, you know, taking yourself on dates, flying out. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that self-worth that tells myself that, you know, a lot of it could be like random stuff, and y'all be like, oh, I know my self-worth. No, you just went to a fancy restaurant. You like expensive food, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Just in a sense of like, knowing that you're valuable, not only to yourself, but that you're valuable to God. And I think that the funny thing is, like, God bought us with a purchase, meaning that we are not our own.
Yeah.
So why would you defile something that you don't own? I'm not gonna go in the mall and start putting people clothes on that I ain't paid for. I don't own that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna treat that stuff with respect. And I feel like that's the reason that we have to belong to Him, because if we belong to ourselves, we'd be doing anything.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Do not let a man sample the milk without buying the cow.
Come on. You better tell them.
Shoe it.
You better tell them.
So I can throw this shoe.
Don't throw that shoe. You know you took them out.
That's good though. And I know it's a lot of people feel like ain't no way you could have had sex before, get on a purity walk, and actually wait till you married.
Totally.
That's like almost
That's
impossible.
That's like saying God is incapable of
How many people do that? Yeah. And so that'll be different. That'll be different. I live by that. That'll be different. You don't have to be like everybody else.
I know the seat ain't hot yet.
Still ain't got hot yet.
Okay. So my next question be, y'all are so funny. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. What is something that most men want to give or say to women but don't have the capacity to give?
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. It might be different for, you know,
I think
each different person, but like, I would say an overall generalizable answer would be,
You need some content? I don't have to give you that. But the reason why I asked this question was because a lot of men feel like the only way they can express themselves in a relationship, because they can't express their emotion and everything else, is through sex. I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do that to you, I'm gonna do this.
so restate the question one more time.
What's something that most men want to give a woman? Give or say to a woman, but don't have the capacity to give. So if I take sex off the table and I can't express myself in a crazy way, communicate to you through sex, what else can I give? When I really want to give you something, but it's nothing else, or I ain't gonna say it's nothing else because y'all gonna tell us what it is.
So,
but you know,
I think it's love.
Yeah.
And my bad.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because a lot of men going, you know, we were talking about vulnerability earlier.
Yeah.
Because they can't be vulnerable, they can't give you their heart. You know what I'm saying? They want to, but it's easier to give your body. It's easier to give money. it's easier to give time. It's easier to give affection than to give you the deepest parts of me. You know what I'm saying? The parts of me that I don't know if you'll look at me the same when I give them.
Man.
That's what they want to give their purest form of love, but are afraid to.
You said my answer, so you got
I'm
it.
sorry.
That's like
You said it so good, I can't even add it to
it
that.
is.
That's it. That's the one.
Because I've literally heard men say this. If it was the part of, if I give you this raw, you might not look at me the same.
Right.
What is that about? We'll never know we'll never know. Like, I feel like in that instance, and it's just me playing devil's advocate, y'all, we'll never know what that is. We'll never be able to experience what that is. So you don't really give us a choice to say if we're gonna look at you different or not. You just assume that's what we're gonna do. Well, we probably could handle it, honestly.
That's true. And that's a good point.
But now we're in a position where now I have to settle with your time, with your body, with your little funky body.
That's
With your like now I have to settle with that when you never even gave me the chance to see that part of you. And I feel like women it's easy for us to just give you our heart.
yeah. I mean, and I say like it's kind of synonymous to like, you know, like how a woman was only taught that, you know, taught to, for example, a woman who has grown up in an abusive home, she's only taught that the way that a man can love her is to beat on her. You know, just like this man was never taught to give his most vulnerable part to a woman. You know, it's not gonna be easy to do that. So it's kind of just like get into a relationship. Yeah, that's what I want to do, but like, it's not even, you know, me not necessarily wanting to. It's me not knowing how to. Me being scared because I haven't seen what this looked like before, or if I have seen what it looked like before, it turned out bad. You know, and yes, exactly. So it's kind of like just like it's kind of like the same with how like a woman's just like, I want to be in a better relationship, but I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
I want to do more for this man, give more to this man, give more myself to this man, but I'm scared because of what happened then, or because of what might happen. It's all, you know, the same thing. It just looks different. It's dressed differently.
Definitely agree.
That's good, ain't it, child? That's a really good question. It really is, though.
Yeah.
And I never thought about it in the sense of how y'all really just broke it down of, because when you said we want to give you love, I want to so bad, but I can't give it to you. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is heartbreaking because it's like, man, what I'm doing all this for, and you ain't gonna give me what I want most. Most time, women want that the most.
Yeah.
This all you want to give us the money. You want to give us your funky body. You want to give us your time. You want to give us all this other stuff. When all we truly want is that part that you really ain't willing to give.
Now, why are you taking this body if it's funky?
Sorry.
Right. Why you taking that man body if it's funky?
Look, sorry.
I feel like we're just a generation of just broken people trying to fit together instead of heal.
Generations are broken.
Yeah, just
we
generations
healing
of
over
broken
here.
people. And well, yeah, we're healing, and we're encouraging people to go on that journey as well. But like, I think overall, it's just a disconnect between the two. There's a lack of understanding. There's a lack of willingness, and like, there's no effort there. There's not enough effort to me. And I think on either side, I think there needs to be way more grace on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Because realistically, we romanticize love, we romanticize relationships, but them things is work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I love that the Bible uses so many gardening analogies. Because if you've ever planted anything, you know it's a slow process.
And it takes time.
It might be months before you see a leaf. You know what I'm saying? And we're not that patient with each other. We love to talk about grace. We love to talk about love. Covers a multitude of sins, but we don't talk about grace and how grace needs to be like extended, you know, over and over, and you need to be long suffering. You know what I'm saying? There's no willingness for that.
Yeah.
They want, I need you to meet me here. I need you to get here by this time, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the two don't connect.
That's good.
Ate that up.
Shade.
I'm just saying, you ate that up. That was right.
So, What would you say is your best asset as a man, and what do you think is the best asset as a woman? From the male's point of view, what is the best?
Ours or in
asset?
general?
Our best asset as men in general, or just ourselves personally?
That's a good question. What do you think?
I
want to encourage y'all to,
I can only answer for me, but you know, but I would say if we give a general answer, like there's plenty of things that women can't do that men can.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of things that women can do that men can't do.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what can a man bring? He can bring a lot if you allow him to, or if he's capable, or if he's done the work and actually following the Lord, and actually doing those things. Like there's a lot that he can bring to you if he's a God-fearing man.
Yeah.
Just to be able to let him, But me personally, what I can bring,
the whole table.
I'm not gonna say I can bring the whole table. I'm still building that thing. But I will bring not only my willingness, but also like my experience. Because I've had a wonderful duality with growing up. Of course I didn't have a doggone daddy. But like I've grown up around a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of learned how, a lot of things that they like, don't like. I kind of understand a lot more how women think.
Yeah.
And some things to look out for, and how they act, body languages, things like that. That's the fridge. And so it's like I understand, but I also understand like everybody is different. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to make the changes. I'm willing to do all kinds of things, and I know and love the Lord.
So what's the best asset of a woman?
A woman.
What you think is the best asset of a woman?
I'm gonna have to say a willingness.
Willingness.
Like willingness is everything. Like if you're willing to adapt, willing to learn, willing to change, willing to call my black behind out, because I'm gonna need it. And just you're just willing to do the work or make the difference, or all those different things.
Yeah.
I just need willingness, and knowing the Lord.
Come on,
You gotta add that up in there. A lot of people really be thinking, "Oh, I can do that," but you know the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You putting out no way in it.
Thank you.
Just dry.
Oh man, I think men. Well, I think men and mine are the same of what our greatest thing is. I think that the greatest thing that we can do for a woman is lighten her load.
Come on.
And that can be a lot of different things. It depends on the woman and it depends on the man. Lighten your load might be something as simple as I put the kids in the bed at night. You know what I'm saying? Or I do the cooking because I know you don't like to cook. Which not me because I don't like to cook.
Oh, what's that?
No, that was me.
Maybe I order food.
Right, yeah. Or it might be, like, I know you like poetry, so I'm gonna write you something. You know what I'm saying? I know you struggle in this area, so let me help you out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just whatever it is that lightens your load. Because I feel like, as men, we do want our women to have the privilege to be dainty and to choose what they want to do and what they don't want to do. I feel like women should have that freedom. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of where we come in to be like, well, let me be thoughtful. Let me do X, Y, and Z to make her day better or to make her life better. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you want to add to a woman's life the same way she needs to add to his life. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
And so, what was the other question?
What's the best asset of a woman?
Oh man, I'm gonna say nurturing. There's a reason that God made women the people to, be able to birth children. Because I think what a lot of women don't realize is, yeah, you gotta nurture them children, but you won't be a good nurturer to your children if you're not a good nurturer to your man.
To their mind.
He needs that.
To that mind.
You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, he got it from his mother, but he needs a different type of nurturing as an adult. And as that leader and as that protector, there's a different type of support that he needs that only his woman can give. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why, God used a rib from Adam, because your ribs are so important because they're essentially the encasing for your lungs, but even more importantly for your heart. And so she needs to be his rib.
That's good. This is our healing, elevation, and restoration portion. How do you, as a man, advise a woman to heal?
Seek God.
Yes. Seek therapy. Seek therapy, be real with yourself, be honest. And then also consult with God. Like, I really like.
Which one you do first?
Consult with God first. But always consult with God first. Because my thing is when people get hurt, they don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, so like I would say consult with God first, but if you still hurting and you still can't get back, go seek therapy. Therapy works. I went to therapy. Like, go to therapy.
Black women feel like therapy ain't needed.
Also, take a break. You don't have to have a man every
Gosh!
Take
Where's
a
my
break.
shoe?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just calm down.
Because I don't think people understand that. Especially as women. We was talking about this earlier. We don't have the capacity to get a man this week. If you do, it's not gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
It's not gonna be good. If you break up with this man on Tuesday and by Friday you bagged in a whole nother relationship, something ain't right. We don't have the capacity to do that. And y'all shouldn't do it either. Men shouldn't do it either. But that's neither here nor there.
Yep.
That's neither here nor there.
Whole
So,
discussion.
who are you? I'm talking about y'all individually. Without your family, without your friends, without your accolades, without the persona that you show the world, who are you?
Oh, all right.
You answer first.
Who am I without what?
The accolades, the
Everything.
friends,
Who are you
persona.
at the core?
Yeah.
Without friends, without family, without accomplishments, without all that.
Shoot. I think that I am a little boy running around in my yard, shooting Batman movies, writing poetry, and enjoying life. Same thing I do, just a much more simplified version.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's very accurate.
Yeah, that's legit me. Like,
That's very accurate.
I'm chilling.
I would say, I'm someone who mostly just lives in their head, you know, because like the world's a little scary, you know, and I'm just like, I can deal with it, but like I'd rather live in my head where I can put on musicals all the time, you know, where I can talk to this stand and then start talking and dancing, and we dancing and talking together like everything's musical. Like that's me. I'm just somebody who just wants everybody to be loved.
Yeah.
You know, that's just me.
I want things to be simple.
That's really good.
It's a nice simple world.
What is the most destructive emotion for men?
Anger.
Definitely.
Anger.
Too easy.
Anger is like a default secondary emotion for men, because it's like anger is what Jackie H.E.R would say a symptom. I say we in social work we use the term secondary emotion, but a symptom is better. It's a symptom because like you don't want to deal with what caused that anger, the root of it, because you don't know how to deal with emotions. So therefore you just walk around here angry.
Mm-hmm.
Anger is not an emotion. Like there's nothing. There's nobody's first emotion.
Oh, you got that one.
Okay.
That's it.
You got
anger.
that one?
Anger.
From your experiences.
It's still anger.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
That's it, anger. That's what it is. From your experience, what's the most destructive emotion for women and why?
Sadness. Oh, was I supposed to say why? You did say why.
I would. Okay. Go ahead.
You threw me with sadness though, but
Do your why?
if you don't
I'm only
elaborate.
say sadness because I feel like that's when she finds out who she really is. And a lot of times she don't know. So she goes back to things that hurt her. She tries to be something else, emulating something that she's seen or becoming something that she's not. And because women are such emotional creatures, they tend to operate out that place a lot. You know what I'm saying? And there needs to be a balance with everything, logic and emotion. And I feel like sadness kind of puts on blinders and they get to doing some crazy stuff.
100% agree, but I'm going to have to say worry. I think that is the most destructive, destructive emotion. Anxiety is most prevalent in women, and we know this in the field. They're most prevalent in women because like they tend to to worry a lot, like they're running out of time. So by them running out of time, they're gonna go ahead and run into something completely stupid, retarded.
Yeah.
You know, they worry about, oh, is this okay? Is this right? They worry about how they look, you know, because like the world puts so much pressure on them.
Right.
And they worry themselves to like, until it's to the point where they're just not themselves.
It's good.
So could you almost argue that they worry themselves into sadness? And then that pushes them into stupidity.
And losing their identity and all of that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's real good.
Yeah.
It's almost good to the point where I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to do it. But it's good though. Last word. We all know the famous saying, dress for success.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
They always tell you, dress for success. Put that little suit on, put the little dress on, do what you do.
Put the thing on.
If your morals, values, beliefs, and mindset were your clothes, would you say you're dressed for success?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think so.
I would definitely say I am. I would say my shoes will be raggedy, you know, because that comes to show like, yeah, I still got a little some stuff I need to work out. So my shoes will be a little raggedy, you know, but like, oh yeah, I'll be dressed that.
Why your shoes and not your shirt?
My shoes, because like, it's something that's not super important. Like, it does its job. It gets me from point A to point B. It just don't look good right now, you know. But my shirt, it's important. I need to be covered. It's the first thing somebody sees.
Right.
It's, you know, and stuff of this sort. It's, yeah, material, all of it matter. So like, that's why I say shoes. And also, I'm just not a shoe person in general, like in life. My shoe game sucks.
I wear some slippers, rain slippers.
Come on now.
I need my feet to be out.
I think I would be dressed for success, but I think I might be overdressed. It might be 80 degrees outside, and I might have a jacket on, showing that there are still protective layers that I need to take off.
You better answer that thing.
Boy, that's good. Where's my shoe?
Take them off.
They show up for the seat somewhere. That's so good, y'all. So, we have a segment on the show where I had how Steve Harvey said, we had about 100 women fill the survey and ask questions. I've been asking them on Instagram. I've been asking them just like personally leading up, because I was like, one, I'm gonna save the long story because I don't have too much time. But I agree with you all a lot. I agree with you all a whole lot.
That's new.
Right.
Seriously though, that's why I have to keep saying all night. I'm playing devil's advocate. What y'all saying, I understand, I get it, I agree. Yeah. But I have to because of what I do.
Definitely.
So I was like, when they get here, I don't even know what to ask because I understand so much. So I had my other ladies come in and ask these questions. Now, how this will go, Christina, can you put 30 seconds on your phone? I almost want to give y'all 10 seconds apiece.
2?
10.
Oh, I was gonna say, I can't say.
Let's do 10 seconds.
In 2 seconds.
Maybe 15.
I'm gonna say, and Christina
10.
is, and Christina is his lovely sister, my lovely friend.
Yes!
Part of our Man Cave team, stuff
She's wonderful.
She's amazing.
Okay, in this, I'm going to ask you guys separately.
Alright.
Not the same question.
Okay,
Ask
gotcha.
y'all questions that I've gotten from other women. They just need to know these things.
Okay.
Alright.
You cannot explain it. You can't break it down. You can't do none of it. You just gotta answer. Okay? You said. Okay. Who wanna go first?
Jared.
I go first.
Always talking to Jared. Go first, everything. Who wanna go first, Jared?
They gonna be like, who we gonna kill first? And you gonna call my name out?
I would be stuck then. I wouldn't have no answer because I would want them to kill you.
Would you prefer to date a woman with or without kids?
Without.
Why do men cheat?
That ain't yes or no. Lack of discipline.
That's your turn. That was 10 seconds.
Wait,
Yes,
so-
sir.
how many I was supposed to answer?
It was a couple of them on here.
Oh, can I get like 20 seconds? I only answer 2 questions. Maybe I need to answer faster.
Second answer was lack of discipline.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, lack of discipline.
We can't explain. Game Master's rules.
Right.
Hold on.
It's called a setup. That's what
Right,
it's called.
that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
People gonna be spamming our DMs,
No,
talking
they're not.
noise about us.
Hold on. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Well, let me tag you in.
All right, you ready?
Does sex equate gifts?
What?
Does sex equates gifts?
No.
Does body count matter?
Yes.
To me.
Yes.
Jesus.
You said to men.
That's a setup question. These are setup questions.
You said to men.
Okay.
Sex,
Give me 5 seconds.
Sex is no gift. I give it.
Right.
You ready?
Put a gift in that
I'll
bag.
teach you now for you waste your time.
Alright, let's go.
How long does it take for a man to commit?
Oh shoot. I don't know. I feel like he knows from jump. That's a difficult one. I thought this was yes or no question. This was a setup.
Thank you off a little bit. Okay. Let's end off on a good note. Give me 5 seconds.
Yeah, after she set us up.
I ain't set y'all up. Y'all doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Why do men commit to women and still watch porn?
Addiction, fornication.
Yes, sir.
This is like
She
interview.
thought she was doing that.
Wow.
It is.
What?
Yeah, and you just said I can't explain, so that's what I'm going with. Addiction, fornication.
That boy cooking.
Okay. All right, well. How they do? There's so many other questions.
Jerry?
But we have so little time.
5 minutes.
All right. Y'all got it here today. Honey. Y'all got it here today, honey. Thank y'all so much for coming on. I appreciate y'all
Thank you
so
for
much for
having
coming
us.
on.
Very
Y'all done
happy
said
to
some
be
good
here.
stuff.
We had great.
Y'all done help these women. Y'all don't even understand God working through y'all just to help somebody. And I thank y'all so much for being with us. Y'all look behind the scenes that had to go on today to get
Right?
y'all would be appreciative.
Yeah.
You know how many times that phone done cut off and everything else?
You know how these lights didn't cut out.
Sitting in the dark
So-
for hours.
I hope y'all was able to enjoy this message. I love y'all so much. I hope that once you see this, you will go and like, comment, subscribe, share it with your homegirl, share it with your little boo thing, share it with your man, share it with the kids, share it with everybody. Okay? So, I love y'all so much. Thank you again to Man Cave. Make sure y'all go over there and watch their stuff. It's wonderful, okay? All right. I love y'all so much. Bye.